What's going on, Manufacturers Cup Live? We are back again, man. Look here. I can't even believe this, man. It's almost a year since I was over here about to have a panic attack last year, not knowing what to expect, blah, blah, blah. Just all the things going on in my head. And then here we are a year later. We made a ton of improvements to our operations. And I want to thank all of you racers, all of you fans, all of you sponsors for sticking in here, believing in us, and giving us an opportunity to provide you a platform to not only enjoy your hobby, but to be able to go home and watch it again when you go to HollywoodDragRacing.com and look at your videos. But to all the sponsors, once again, I always want to tell you all thank you. It does not go unnoticed, your efforts and what it takes to, give us that support. We understand. I'm one of those same people as well, so I understand the commitment that it takes to invest into these series and so forth. But personally, for me, I want to just say thank you, and I want to hope to represent you to the best of my ability at all times. And we're gonna be looking forward to seeing some of you all make y'all way out to the midway. I mean, a lot of people asking about, when you all gonna come out and sell some products. So we're looking forward to that. But while we're on the subject, this is our drivers meeting for our MTC Engineering Spring Nationals, which is going to take place this weekend, coming the April 5th through the 7th. However, you will be able to load in April 4th, starting at 12 o'clock noon up until 8 p.m. That's it. There's nothing I can do. If you don't make that window, we're going to have you park outside in the holding area till the gates open in the morning. We don't have the facility, the other people that he's going to need to be able to get you in the gates and so forth. But 12 to 8 is plenty time for Thursday. So if you are, let me just get some things straight so you'll know what to do. If you're a vendor, normal sponsor, or a vendor that's going to be coming this weekend and you've already paid for your vending spot, I will have your name on a list for the gate to acknowledge you along with your passes. If you are a sponsor, annual class sponsor, your gold card will be at the gate when you come to the gate, and they will issue that gold card and give you the amount of passes that come along with the package that you and I got an agreement for. So that'll be taken care of. Make sure you keep your gold card because we're going to use it throughout the entirety of this year. It's a 2024 gold card. So we'll do another one next year. You can put that on your wall for next year. Now, while we're on gold cards, let's go ahead and talk about that while we got just a minute. We're going to bring my man Big Pinky on in just a second. But while we're on the gold cards also will be issued to our 2023 champions. If you are a class champion, you will be issued a gold card along with a free entry into the event. That's part of the deal. I mean, you did a deal, so these are your perks. Right now it's not a whole bunch of money, but it's perks. Okay, so you get a gold card, you get your pass to get in the event. Find yourself at a park. You know the deal. Make sure you keep up with your gold card because you're gonna need it. However, we will have your name in the book because we're gonna check you off, let you know that we did issue the card and so forth. But keep up with your gold card. This is our first step on advancing into that process right there. So it'll be a lot easier for you all to get through the gates and so forth. All right. When you come to the tech to registration, if you are the last year champion, 2023 champion, bring your gold card with you until we know who you are personally, but we don't know who might be working the POS system to issue your tech card. So to make that that process even simpler for that person as well, whoever that might be, normally it's Nicole, and she would know most of you all. But however, to make it easy for anyone, bring your gold card to registration and you get your comp tech card, period. And you get your annual tech card for your motorcycle at the same time. Hey, while we at, let's go ahead and bring Big Boss, man, before we get too far down the road. I ain't talked to him. Got some storms coming on up there, man. This internet been sketchy. Big Boss, how you doing up there, man?
Hey man, everything good, man. Ready for the race this week and everything. Hey,
Man, can
I was
you believe
listening
it's
to
been a year?
yes, he already, but listen, I was listening to you talk and everything, but I want to know. Did you get that Wally? Did you get that Wally? The trophy
We
thing. What
we
the
got it's
a
got a
championship
veil on
trophy?
top of what it is right now. So we
Oh,
gonna just
okay
we gonna
then. All
we
right
gonna
then.
debut it at the
Okay then.
ceremony ball on
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the champions ceremony. So you all will be what you'll know is gonna be trying. We're gonna do it on Saturday at 11
Mm-hmm.
o'clock. We're gonna try to do it just before Q2 of the pro qualifying, right?
Right, right.
So what I would like is for all the fans and all the racers to come up to the stands and let's give and acknowledge the people that
Yeah,
work that hard to get that position of number one, because we're gonna acknowledge everyone on the podium. We're gonna acknowledge the
that's right.
top three. I went to the top three, man. I told them we gotta have
That-
gold, silver,
Yeah,
bronze, man.
yeah.
What you think
That's
about
right.
that?
That's it. One, two, three. You know that. That sounds good. That
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
good.
And so we'll take care of that. For all you want to know, we're gonna take care of that Saturday. Anticipated time for that, based on we always got to consider situations at the track. But even for us, we're gonna try to be at about 11 a.m. We're gonna try to get it in,
Hmm.
acknowledge the champions, give them their accolades, let them take their photos and so forth. Let the fans see them without their helmets, so they can see who these
That's
people
right.
are. Get to
That's
know
right.
them. And if the champions want to bring their bike up there as well, that might not be a bad idea, because now they can see the bike to go with the person who got the
That's right.
championship.
That's right.
That
That's
might be a
right.
good idea. So y'all think about that. But look here, moving on down the road, we've talked about the gold cards for the vendors and the sponsors and the racers.
Hmm.
All right. So a parking at Adale, South Georgia Motorsport Park. If you already have your electrical spots reserved, you know where to follow the signs. Those spots are going to be on the outside perimeter fence all the way around, and almost a U back to the tower. Okay, that's something that you already have taken care of separately of the manufacturer's cup, and you'll just go to your assigned spots. All right, for everyone else who's coming in the gates, pit side parking. I'm gonna put the vending, the part of our food, fashion, and fuel tour presented by Hollywood Drag Racing, featuring the Manufacturers Cup Drag Racing Series. The food truck tour we're gonna be placed at the end of the asphalt where it meets the grass, a little bit closer to the porta potties at that transition on the pit side near the finish line. I think it's close to the scoreboards down there about 8th mile or whatever. From that
Right.
asphalt in, we're going to take up probably about one or two poles. The space will be marked. So please help us not make it difficult to come at you to move your camp. Don't set up in that area, because we're gonna try to go ahead and we're gonna reserve that specifically for our food truck tour, and for some of our vendors. We're gonna set them up on that side, on pit side, so that we give each concession stand ample space, to each one be able to get to everyone and give a little bit more variety out there. And as well as, if you are a sponsor and you are planning to come to this event, I already know the ones who already said they were coming, but if you have not made contact with me and you need to, and you're going to plan on being at this event, you need to contact me ASAP, because we are going to have Honda of South Georgia is going to be in the place. They're going to be displaying some new motorcycles and ATV stuff or whatever they're going to bring out to display on Manufactured Road. So while you out there, you guys, you got an opportunity to look at some new 2024 motorcycles and so forth from a few different brands that they actually carry. So we're looking forward to that. We're gonna take a break, and I got a few more things I want to bring you away before we get out of here. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back.
We drive performance. We drive passion, a background in drag racing, and a future in all forms of motorsports. Because success in one sport isn't enough. Pushing ourselves to be the best, climbing every mountain, topping every peak, until you see Fuel Tech everywhere.
All right, all right, all right. So, like I said, on parking on the midway, before you park on the midway, the manufacturer's midway, which is going to consist of from behind the tower to space number one, which already have been reserved by us and already assigned to people, all the way back up to right before where the food trucks. Between the food trucks and the end of the manufacturer's row, I'm going to allocate a row of a space of parking for the VIP parking for the motorcycles that's gonna ride in. For people ride in, you don't have to pay for VIP parking if you ride a motorcycle in. So that's a FYI. I got a question someone asked me about. Well, he ain't asked me no question. He told me he wasn't gonna come to the event because he couldn't ride his scooter. And I told him to get his butt to the track because he's a racer who needs to ride his scooter around, which we understand that. Now I did make a statement, and that's where it came from, that I don't want a whole bunch of people just riding scooters around if you're not part of a race team and so forth, because we're trying to keep the environment as safe as possible for pedestrians and a mix of race bikes. So that's kind of like two different worlds of things that we trying to get to work, and then we trying to mix in scooters driven by people who are underage. That's not what we gonna do. So to reiterate what I said about the scooters, I understand if you're a race team, you pay the VIP parking, your scooter on the back of your truck. We not having no problem with it as long as you got a driver's license and it's assigned to you. We're not trying to have a drag race after hours in pits with scooters, race bikes, and none of that, right? So that's the whole idea right there, not to permit people who need the mobility. We want you to have your mobility. We're not trying to take that away from you. So let's just get that straight. The ATVs, they just way too big. The side by sides, they just way too big to run through the pits. Excuse me. We've experienced that at other events where the side by sides are just way too big. You know, they're cars. They're trying to ride between people and motorcycles. So we don't want to have that. We want you to park them, enjoy the race. But, you know, pretty much there's no purpose of really even having them at our race, you know, because unless, you know, we don't have a reason for ATVs at our, you know, side by side, the big side by side type deal. But like I said, the scooters, the mobility chairs, that's no issue with us whatsoever. If you're anticipating camping this weekend with us, like I said, it's as simple as paying your weekend pass and paying $25 to get your camping, to get in the camp. If you have reserved a spot for a plug-in for your power, then that's something that you'll just go to your assigned spot. If you're not pulling a race trail, we're gonna ask you to go all the way south through the gates. And when you get through the gate, turn right, and there's a big field right there that we want to load it up with motor coaches. That's what we want to do. We want to load it up with motorhomes. I want to shoot my drone up there, and we want to show motorhomes all the way back from the end of the track, from the south side all the way back to the north. But what we want to do is try to do that prior to taking up the parking spaces inside the pits, because some of the race teams are not going to beat some of the campers. So to eliminate any misunderstandings as it relates to the priority, we need to give the priority to the race team as it relates to getting into the pits, because they bikes need to roll over. Now some of them will be pitted in the grass with you. That's on them, but we're gonna get a priority of the pitting to the motorcycle racers first. And then, like I said, if you with a team and they say, "Hey, come on up in here with your motorhome," that's on that group of people in that spot. But if you're not pulling, you're not racing, we won't ask you to pull all the way south. You're gonna go through a chain link fence at the end and just turn right. Instead of taking left or take you back out the gate, turn right. You'll see a whole big old field over there. You're welcome to park anywhere. You know, we have a whole group of campers that go over there and usually pull them a big square, have them a big camp out over there. You're welcome to go right on over there and enjoy yourself. That'll put you in easy access to the stands, easy access to the concession stands. And if you have children with you, there'll be a bouncy house. I'll bring that to your attention. We'll have the bouncy house posted up right over there on the spectator side, um, south of the spectator bleachers, just by the other food cart trailers that will be there as well. So there's a lot going to be going on. I just want to make sure everybody, you know, has a decent, I mean, not a decent, but a great experience. Not a decent. Decent is not good enough. A great experience when you come and visit us at the Manufacturers Cup. in Adele, Georgia, or any other event that we take place at. We're gonna go pay some bills, and I'm gonna come back, let my man Pinky see if he got anything over there he want to add to it I might have missed. We'll be right back. All right, big boss, you've been listening to me, man. Have I missed anything I need to discuss as it relates to just getting through the gate? I know we're gonna talk about some of that money because you like to make sure that money's straight. Because like me, you always say nothing like I understand it. But as it relates to getting into the gate, have we cut? You think we covered everything that we meant to cover?
Man,
Excuse me.
everything sounds like you on the right page. That's it. You just told them what they need to know. I'm just ready to see some action. I'm ready to see. I really want to see that photo of the champions when Mantez and Big Man, Big Stan, them side by side when they get their trophy. I want to see that, and then I want to see Mantez when him and Joseph when they run their first race down the track. I heard they go run in qualifiers. I just want to see what that's going to be. It's going to be some good. It's going to be some little tough racing going on this first race. You
That's
know,
right.
the battle of the champions. They're going to try to see if the champion, any one of the champions, can win the first race to show that they're a real champion. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, now that's dope. Now
So
you
yeah,
win.
yeah, yeah.
You come back as a champion, knock off the first race. That's stout right there, bro.
That shows that you the real champion. Yeah. Now I want. Yeah, it's gonna be some good action down there. I want to see it. You know, I
Now
want to see
one
that
thing.
little girl this year.
Hold on, one thing I did. Let me cover one thing before I forget, man. Do not, hey racers, if you need a room, the Wingate by Wyndham at what is it in Valdosta, that's our guest hotel. I posted it on our Manufacturers Cup group page, and it's also on our Facebook, Instagram, and so forth. So we have a guest hotel. We need to, if y'all need rooms, go ahead and book, man. They're giving us a great rate. I mean, they got the rate set perfectly for us for our racing, and then they're gonna be right back with us again in November. Let's support them, man. Let's support them for real, for real. Go ahead, big boss. I'm sorry, man.
Oh no, you good. I'm glad you didn't forget to let them know about that hotel. That's the one we stay at all the
Gonna
time. That's
be.
a nice
That's where you be
hotel.
hanging out at the hotel, that same
That
hotel,
that
ain't
that
it?
that I like it. That I like it down there. It's a nice little hotel, man. They got good breakfast and everything. But yeah,
Oh
man, I'm
yeah.
ready to see some action, man. I'm ready to see some action. 'Cause, you know, ain't nothing happened down here. I ain't been to see nothing. So this be the first race of the year, man. You know, and I know some people talking about they going at it. So you know, and then I want to see the pro stock balls if they gonna show up. You know what
Man,
I'm saying? I
I
want, you
love to
know,
see that right there.
yeah. I want, you know, I'm like, come on now. And then the weather supposed to be pretty. So I'm like, everything falling in place. You know,
Oh man.
I know you ready to hit the road.
Man, what you talking about, boy? I'm talking about for real. I'm ready to hit the road. We're gonna get
Yeah, I
down
know
there. And
you
like I
ready.
said, the weather of all the races that we've been to the last year, man, I think this is about one of the best. I got my fingers crossed though for sure. But we always
Yeah,
had to just do what we had to do. But the forecast looks absolutely beautiful. I mean, we
that's
got a
what I'm
front
talking
coming
about.
through here now, and
That's
behind it,
right.
I don't see nothing back there, man. It just looks like it's a perfect recipe to make some horsepower too. It looks like.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Any class that you can't wait to see, man. You know the class I really want to see bad though. I want to see
That
that
four
crazy
four four.
fours. Oh man, I want to
The,
see that so
the
bad, man. I
yeah,
want to see
the
that
crazy
so bad.
four, man. Yeah, you know, that's a couple people supposed to be up, and I told you I got a couple friends supposed to be there. You know,
Yeah,
I
and
heard Nikki
I called me
coming. You
from
know,
Florida today too. A boy from Florida called me today, say he finna let a couple of his folks know about it. See that right
well,
there in their alley right there.
that's what I'm saying. That's where my boy from, Nicky Carley. You know, he got a bike and run 440. So, you know, I heard he gonna show up. You know, I ain't seen him in a while. You know, so yeah, I like to see Nicky show up, man. You know, and some more gonna show up for that crazy 444. That's going. I
Oh
think
man,
that's gonna be something.
I got a feeling so too,
The
man. I
Willer
feel
boy.
like
Hey. Hey, the Willie boy got a bike that run that. That blue bike he got, it run them 440s.
Nah,
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't know if he gonna get back on it.
I don't think the Willow. I think the Willow boy finna swing for the fence with that one right there. Cause I don't know about that.
Well,
About
well,
that bike right
I
there
know that's the
straight.
one. I know that's the one that throwed him down there in Huntsville, but that thing got for run 40s, man.
Man, it's a show enough pretty bike. I
Rock
can't
supposed to
wait.
got a bike. Rock Sanders supposed to got a 440 bike. That outlaw bike that got that red one. That thing
Oh
supposed to
yeah,
run 40. Yeah, it been
man.
50s. So I know
That
it ain't nothing but squeeze a little more to 40s.
man, that gonna be a good. I really feel like that's gonna be one of the new type of big boy class, like the 460 type thing. I mean, because you
It
can
is.
run the
It is.
turbo, you can run the nitrous, you can run the motor. We don't care what you just run,
Don't care
but you
what you
can't have no
run.
bar. We don't
Just
care
can't
what
have
you
no
run,
ball.
man.
Don't
Yeah,
care.
this.
Just can't have no willy ball.
Hey
That's what's
man,
gonna
look
be
here.
so nice about it. You can run a car tire if you want to.
Hey, we might do $1,000 bonus if you win with a car tie. I might need to
Yeah,
do that
you can
right
put
there.
a car tire back
Just on
there.
TV. If you can win on the car tie, man, that'd probably be worth throwing somebody an extra $1,000 right there.
Yeah,
But then,
you wouldn't it though if you can keep it
man,
down
what you
and
talking
get it down through there.
But then we got the 460 class. We got our big boy top. I'm top gas gonna be thick too, man.
Then well,
Top
that's what
gas
I'm talking. I'm waiting to see.
big class too. You're gonna be a lot of big
What's
fields,
that?
I believe.
That's Little Willie's son and the lady. You know, that's number one and number two. I like to see them go at it. You know, like that there. You know, yeah, I like to see that.
Yeah, yeah. So what about the chip pull, man, and the pro mod? We're going back to the
Oh,
TT Jones that out here.
that's the only way. That's the only way that you can make it fair as fair can be. Now, that's on you can't make nobody slow down, and you can't. And they ain't giving nobody the recipe on going fast. You got to figure that on your own. But by going out the bag, you don't know who you're gonna run, and you can hit that light. You got a chance on the light. That's why I had that. That was the only thing I could do was hit the light. Cause I was never the fastest, but I wasn't the slowest. But man,
Uh,
I'm gonna drill you at the light, and if I get you on the light, then you gonna have to run hard to catch me. And yeah, that's where it's at the light, man. So you know, I can see some folks gonna hit that light, man. Yeah,
and
they
like I
gonna be on
said,
that light, man.
I really am interested in seeing that, and I'm gonna have a meeting with the pro open class because I honestly believe that it might just be the best way to do both of those two classes either way. You know what I mean? If you bad, you just
Right, right.
bad. But yeah, I'm
Hey
not gonna
man,
make no call like that, without
when you
having a
come
meeting
out
with
the
them. But
bag,
we
look at me.
said
When you come
again,
out the bag, you can't get no fat in that. You can't get no fat in there, man. Ain't no number one run against the slowest and all that. No, man, come out the bag, man. You might get a tiger out the bag. Two tigers might fight off the top. So you know what I
yeah,
mean. Get out the bag, man. That's the only way to make it fat, man. Come out the bag.
it racing at the end of the day. You just gotta decide what you here for. I'm here to get the check,
Now
man.
what about
Person, when we go race,
now,
huh?
the 444 out the bag too? How
Now
is that
they
one?
qualify. They qualify, but they can do what they if they like the bag. They can go. I don't care nothing about. I love the bag.
What I thought? I thought they just qualified for just
No,
to
they
see for the end
qualify.
of the year, but they okay.
They qualify just like their the other classes. The pro
Right,
mod
right,
compromise. The bag was the compromise really for the pro
right.
mod. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Because
I got you.
of the different, of just the way the class is set up. And I give
That's
those
right.
guys a lot of credit, for trying to figure out at least something to, you know, bring the parity in the class. You know what I'm saying? Because they know
Right,
everybody got,
right,
but nobody's not blind to see that some people are really fast and some people are fast. And I like the idea that when you do go in that bag and come out with those chips, it got to be, you got to come down like, hey, like the guy told me Travis told me when we first talked about that. He said you can't roll down the hill with that 1 versus 16 tune up. You know what I'm saying? You got to
hey
roll down
man,
there
look,
with a 1 versus 1.
look, look here, man. Listen to this here, man. Them bikes you see running 460, over half of them bikes is pro mod bikes. We half of it, and I'm one of them. We couldn't
And I'm
keep
one
up
of
with
them.
the number, man. They got to run in 20s and then in the teens and then in the O's and come on, man. Everybody ain't got no 2, 3 bullets on the floor and everybody ain't had that knowledge, to how to turn it up like that, man. So I'm like, hey man, that's why they invented 460. Cause we couldn't run the numbers. So what we gonna do? Somebody came up with 460. So the bikes dropped back. Okay, let me give you an example. Procopio. That was a Pro Mod bike. My bike, it was a Pro Mod bike. The Willerboy bike, it was a Pro Mod bike. Little Willie bike, it was a Pro Mod bike. Man, I can go on and on, man, with them boats that's running 460 now with Pro Mod bikes. But it is what it is, man. You know, some of them folks, man, they push the bar. They running 390, 380 sometimes. Come on, man. Who can do that there, man? Come on now. You gotta
I don't
have
think
you gotta have
they
real
ain't
bank
quit.
money.
They haven't clipped the 80s yet, but yeah, the 390s, the high 90s, mid 90s, that's moving. And the reality of it is that it's hats off, first of all, with all due respect to the people who have got it to that point.
That's
Because
right.
we
That's
know,
right.
with all due respect, we understand that what it take to get there. Nobody don't want to take that away from them. I don't want to take it away from
That's
nobody
right.
because it took a lot to get there. But at the same time, it is a fine line when they say you can bite off your nose in spite of your face, at the same time, and you got to be careful with that line. And,
Hey
and,
man,
but
listen. Hey, not to cut you off, because I know you're so educated with the word. Let me say this here. This is for somebody that's dead and gone, and he's a legend like I am. We was voted in the same time. That dude, TT, man. That man tore up 5, 6 motors, man, to figure out how power was going. And Ashley Owen was the one on the computer blowing up their motors trying to figure it out. TT didn't care. He said, "Man, I got to be the fastest," and they figured it out. And that's how they started going faster and faster, man. That dude, man, Ashley, man, but TT, man, he was experiment, man. That man had 4, 5 motors up in there, man. So yeah, man, I gotta give it to the dude, man. He the one, man, helped push that bar. And and they think I know now they running so fast, man. I can't even run with them no more. I can't run with him. I put a little guy on my bike and we went 13, 413. That's the best we can do. But we ain't got a little motor, 1640. Them boys running 18 motors, 1800 something. And they all turned up on blow. They got
hey,
5 motors and they all turned on blow.
so let me ask you this question because this is another question I was out with that Paul and I had kind of we was talking about the weight thing and one of the things that I felt like that could be also a little helpful because I feel like there are a group of guys that have the equipment already that if the playing field got almost close enough to where they felt like they got a shot, they'll take the chance. I'm one of them. I just be straight with you. My bike light. My bike.
Right,
If I felt like if I can stay at the lightest I can get my bike, period, because I got a little motor. Like if you had the little motor class, the non-stroke motors, can't no be no but the 1640, right? 89 millimeter. Then if you go to
right,
the 1800 motor, stroke 89 miller, now you got an 1800, then you got to weigh the weight that you ran at PDRA and maybe even add 5 more pounds of that, maybe, right? And then you mix all that up in the bag. Now I'm gonna tell you how I feel. I ain't no disrespect to nobody that run the class, but I think that the 460 guys, some of the talented 460 racers will be in the hunt. If they can get the bike to run, in them teens, they got to be the teens though. You got to go teens or
it
better.
gotta be teams to
Teens
have a
or better,
chance,
man.
man.
Yeah, because
And it need to
because I
be
know.
low teams.
Yeah, it got to be teen or better. I say if you can get your bike to run an average of 15 or better, then
You
you
got
can
a
take a
chance.
chance. I
You
go
got
in
a
the bag with
chance.
a
Now
15.
yeah,
I go in the bag.
yeah,
I
yeah,
just take the skirt off the 2020.
yeah,
I'm telling you personally,
yeah,
I take the skirt
yeah.
off 2020 and put some jets in and go ahead and let it ride and
Right.
see what she's in at. Now, if I can go in a bag with something like that, now you might end up with 16, 17 Pro Mars now. Hunt for that
That's right.
17 spot. Hey, we'll be right back, man. It was a good little conversation. We'll be right back. We're going to pay some bills. Big Boss. We back, man. We back here on Manufacturers Cup Live. You got my man, Big Boss, over there up in Nashville, myself, Hollywood, down here in the ATL. We over here in our racers, and it's supposed to be our racers meeting. We done went all off into it, but at the end of the day,
Right,
you know, these are some of the conversations that we have behind the scenes ourselves, and we just chopping up, trying to figure things out. But as it relates to that, we got a good formula set up for the pro modifiers, the pro open, all our pro classes, and we are
right,
super,
right,
super duper excited. It's fans talking about it. We know we want to see how this thing turn out and carry this momentum throughout the 2024 season. Now, I'm gonna reiterate this again for the pro stockers. If you ain't no real pro stock bike, don't come up to my gate trying to convince the people at the tech line that you're supposed to get in for free, man. Y'all know what it is.
right,
Straight up.
right,
Like for real. If you ain't that person, you know what this applies to, then you do what the comp is. But as far as the money, like I said, I need 8 bikes on Sunday in a race for $5,000, zero fat entry fee. If it don't go that way for y'all, then guess what? Enjoy the good comp, test and tune on the manufacturer's cup. Dial your
that's
bike
right,
in.
that's right,
That's how I look at it
that's
right
right,
there.
that's
Plain and
right,
simple. You know what I mean? So we're gonna keep it
that's
moving,
right,
right? 460. Don't forget. 32 bites on the ladder for elimination puts 26 extra 100 in the pot for the winner, period. I don't care how y'all
that's
do
right,
it. It's the last man standing, 2600 on the pot at 3200, 32
that's right,
bites or more. Point
that's
blank,
right,
period. The purse that the manufacturer cup pay every race is online at the racemancup.com. You can go on that 365 days a year, 24/7, and you see it ain't gonna change until we have a discussion. But this bonus hit, I'm telling you about this 2600, that's for this race. They ain't
that's
every
right,
race until I announce that because I can't
that's
commit
right,
to nothing until somebody tell me they gonna give me that bread. Period. So
that's
let's get
right,
that understood. Anytime, every
that's
race,
right,
at the end of the race, everything I said about that race is over. It's dead. It's dead right then and there. Then we gonna have a new set of game plan for the next one. That's how that works.
that's
The
right,
stuff that's
that's right,
online, that's what it is. Now check this out.
that's
Somebody
right.
else asked me about. Um, I'll get back to that, but as far as all the other classes, everybody seems to have what they need. Make sure that we're gonna have to make sure this year. I'm gonna enforce a little bit tighter now. If you run in the class, the sponsors have provided us decals for they class, then you need to have them decals on before you go get that check. Cause they ain't pay us that money for them not to get no representation and to get, that's the whole point of it. That we gonna show some respect to that, right? You run super comp, you need to have super comp sponsor stick on. Period. Point blank. You gonna run top gas, you need to have top gas stick on. It's just that simple. Give
Right,
respect to the
right,
people putting that foot in the bill. If you're gonna run the manufacturer's cup, you need to have a manufacturer's cup decal both sides of the bike because we want them photographs to represent. Everywhere else we go, they have us
that's
do the
right,
same thing. Do it. So I ain't asked you nothing that ain't nobody else asked for that when you run a series, right? So let's do that.
that's right,
And if 2 posts ago we were talking about we might have we're inviting anyone who has never been down a drag strip. I would encourage you to come Thursday or Friday morning while we have test and tune. Get you some opportunities to go down a racetrack. Go on the rule books in the racemancup.com. You'll see what you have to have: helmets, boots, gloves, etc. Safety rules are right there. All right. I've already went over what it takes to get through the gate, pay for a tech card, how to get to the line, all that. If you need to see that, just go back where I say I got you. It's a reel already on Facebook. As you go back and just review it, it was like 30 minutes, I think, of just information. So like I said, I can't wait to see you all down there. And once again, I want to say thank you all for your participation and your support. It means a lot to us. It doesn't come easy, and we want to make sure that we give you the best bang for your buck. We're gonna see y'all this weekend. I love y'all, and I hope y'all drive safe. Be very safe getting down there. Take your time getting there. And like I said, respect the parking space that we're trying to save for our vendors. We want to give them good hospitality as well. I love y'all. I see y'all down here at the MTC Engineering this weekend, Spring Nationals at Adel, Georgia, South Georgia Motorsport Park. Don't forget our guest hotel, the Wingate by Wyndham. I might be having it backwards. I
Mm-hmm.
think I got it way Wingate by Wyndham. It's in Valdosta. Go to the Manufacturers Cup Live, a Manufacturers Cup Racers group. You can get the information off there, or Instagram or Facebook. Either one, I've posted several times. They're our guest hotels. Let's treat them with some hospitality as well. Let's patronize the ones that are patronizing us. How about that? I love y'all, man. I see y'all down this weekend. Drive safe, and we'll see y'all this weekend. Peace.